Hello, welcome to Todd Miller TV, joined here today with Oana. There are some interesting things that happen after close of escrow, and I want to go over those and have Oana sort of share with you some tips if you are a home purchaser with what you should be doing as soon as you own the property. So here's an example. You close escrow on a property on, let's just say, a Friday. You close escrow, records, you own that property. And then you wait till, maybe you're out of town and maybe after the weekend you show up at the property and you find somebody living in the property, okay? Like somebody just decided to move in over the weekend. What are your options? Like, what can you do?
Okay, first of all, as soon as you close escrow on the property, take possession of the property. It's yours. Okay, take possession of it. Take control of the property. That's why you bought it, so you would control it.
Okay.
So take possession, control the property. And it happens, sometimes people, take over a property. They squat on the property. So if that's the case, your first recourse is to call the police. Here's the situation. These people do not have a lease agreement, so they have no right to be there. They're trespassing.
Okay.
So the police department will generally come out and they'll assess the situation, and depending on what's going on, they may go ahead and literally escort these people off your property.
Okay.
If the police department does not want to escort the people off the property, then you're going to have to go through an eviction process. I always recommend that you hire an eviction service rather than do the eviction yourself. That way you don't actually lengthen the process by missing a step and somehow violating the rights of the person who's actually trespassing against you. I mean, that's just adding, that's just adding insult to your injury at that point.
So what do? I mean, you get to the house, your truck is there, you've got all your furniture,
right,
and some guy is standing there going, a friend of mine said he owned it and I could move in and spend a couple months here. That's
very unfortunate. That's when you call Metro and you hope that they're going to get them out of there.
Okay.
But, here's the thing. You cannot, obviously physically touch these people or their property. That's going to get you into trouble, so don't go down that road. Okay. Definitely have the police come out and sort this out for you. Hopefully they'll just remove the people. A lot of times, like I said, that they will just remove the people.
Okay. Same scenario. You close escrow on a Friday. You own the house. Let's say you didn't do a walkthrough, or you did it a week before, and on Wednesday there was a big storm, thunderstorms in the area.
Yes. And
you get to the house on, say, Tuesday, which is 4 days after close of escrow, when you've owned the house, and you now find that the storm, the thunderstorm, caused hail damage to the house, broken windows, a tree fell over on the house, and there's chips in the stucco and paint now. And you go back and try to say, well, the storm was before close of escrow, so the seller has to pay for all this because, right. So how do you handle that?
Oh, you are in a world of hurts at that point, because the problem is the seller is going to say, well, I'm so sorry, but we closed escrow, so we no longer own the property, we no longer have a responsibility. Okay. And then the really awful part is that your homeowner's insurance is going to say, well, yeah, but this happened before you owned the property, so we're not going to cover you either.
Okay.
So it's just a bad situation, and that's one of the reasons why you always want to make sure that you go to the property before you close and right after you close, and take control of the property and make sure that everything is as it should be. Okay,
I like that. I tell people the walkthrough should be done as close to close of escrow as possible, right, so that you can ensure the property is the way you want it. You can't go and change locks and do all those crazy things, start making repairs until you own it, because it's possible that the loan will fall through at the last minute, or there'll be some weird issue, title issue. And if you've done that, then you're pretty much out. And that's a whole other video we're going to do on that subject.
Right. And the other thing that happens to properties is, besides acts of nature and people moving into them, we have pool equipment stolen, we have air conditioners stolen.
Okay.
So, things like that do happen.
Okay.
So that's why it's super important that you go check out the property even if you did a walkthrough, 3 days, 5 days before close of escrow, that's fine. Just do a quick drive-by. Make sure the house is still standing, okay? Make sure everything's still okay. And then as soon as you get confirmation that recorded, take control of your property. It is yours. Control your property.
There was actually a true story. A guy drove a property the day before the trustee sale.
Yep.
They bid on it the next day. They went after the sale back to the house that they just bought the trustee sale, and it had burned down the night before.
Yeah.
So the owner, they suspect the previous owner burned the house down rather than let the bank foreclose. It got foreclosed the next day. They bought a house that didn't exist. It was just an empty lot, basically.
Right.
And they gone, and it was just like the trucks had already been there, and the house was a burned
Right.
heap.
And you know, these are very rare scenarios, very rare.
But they do happen.
They do happen, and
Sometimes they happen on days like today.
yes, and you know, they make great stories.
Okay. Anyway, I thought I would share that with you. That is my update for today, and hope to see you on another video. Thanks.